Longtime. Time to bring in our insider, Doug Franz. And Doug, your reaction when you heard the news today was what?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of knew that the time was coming, but you still didn't like, as soon as that email for me is when I found out, came across. How long do we have? I mean, can I talk for 25 minutes?
You talk for that. Keep going.
An hour? It's hard to even start, but I think I'll start with bookending it. There was a great writer for the Dayton newspaper, Dayton, Ohio. His name was Hal McCoy. I grew up in Ohio. Well, I moved here in 2007 to start what was then called Doug and Wolf. And I mistakenly said Hal McCoy the first time I introduced him. You can imagine the unbelievable embarrassment when he's a legend in the city. I'm trying to ingratiate myself into the city, and I screw up that bad. But I hadn't met the man yet.
Yeah, sure.
So I actually meet him just a few weeks later and just try to kiss his feet, and he just laughs. Had no legend presence about him. It was like, come on, it's fine. So that's how I met Al McCoy. Well, then, 15 years later, the Doug and Wolf show ends. I get told they're not going to renew my contract on a Friday. First people that call me are Paul and Justine Kelly of Parker & Sons. Really nice, because advertisers found out.
Sure.
But nobody found out until Monday publicly. The first person that called me out of everyone in the world, I didn't even have Al's cell phone number after all these years. It's a strange number. I don't know why I answered it, because I normally don't answer. That was kind of God at work. I answered the phone and I said hello. And sports fans of the Valley, you'll laugh like crazy when you hear this. It's no different when he calls you as when he starts a broadcast. He says, Doug, this is Al McCoy. And I just said, Al, what's going on? And he just called to reach out to ask, how am I doing? I want to keep the rest of the conversation private because he told me things that probably he doesn't want anybody else to know. But it was such a powerful conversation at my lowest point, and he cared that much to reach out. And I'll never forget it.
And that's really a common theme in the conversations that we've had throughout the day with people who have known him. Just small gestures that go a mile for people on the receiving end. That is just Al being Al. You know, no aura about him, no elitism, but he was just a person to person. And we're holding him on this pedestal, but he was that person to call, to leave a voicemail, to say thank you to people who were thankful for him.
Yeah, you put it best, Lita. No elitism. It doesn't matter whether you were new in this market or you're established in this market. The man cared for everybody he met. He made it seem like all of us were the most important person in his life. Yeah. And that's who Al McCoy was. And I can just, wonderfully say, Al, I love you, and thanks for our friendship.
Doug, we got about 20 seconds left. Do you have a favorite moment?
Gosh.
The phone call, it seems like
I don't think I can beat the phone. Real quick, I would say on his final broadcast, he just simply ended it by saying, so long for now. And even in that moment, when we all wanted it to be about him, he was still so professional. He wasn't going to make it about him. It was still about the game. And if he went on a long speech about how much he cares about the game and us and the Suns, it would have been about him. And instead, he made it about us and said, so long for now. And since I believe in God and I believe that he has a son and I believe in a heaven, I would like to say the same thing, that I hope to see Al McCoy again, because so long for now is exactly where he belongs, up in heaven.
Doug, we are so thankful to have you here today. Thanks for sharing that, my friend.
I will come in anytime to talk about Al McCoy.
We love that. And one of the final times we really saw Al set foot outside in public with the Suns was in the introduction of head coach Mike Budenholzer. And boy, Coach Bud showed his love for Al in that moment. But here's a statement released today. We lost one of my heroes. I can still hear Al's voice in our living room and backyard calling the plays. The last time we saw Al was a surprise appearance to introduce Coach Bud back home.
Good afternoon, everybody. I happen to be Al McCoy, and I love basketball. Right now, I welcome you to what I believe is one of the highlights of the Suns' entire history. It is a great honor for me to present to you now a coach that loves the game of basketball, the coach of the Phoenix Suns, Mike Budenholzer. Mike, come on out here and Shazam for you, my friend. Mike, love you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
My heroes right there.
Al, as a Valley guy, I would say, to introduce another Arizona boy like that, where would that rank for you in a sense?
Well, it's so nice to be remembered. And, of course, going way back with Mike to his high school days at Holbrook, when he is so outspoken about listening to me and growing up listening to me on Suns broadcasts, it's really something special. And now to have him back home, so to speak, and as the new coach of the Suns, well, a great day, no question about it.
I don't know if you heard him, but you introduced him, and he goes, "That's my hero," and then he started bowing down to you.
Well, he was a basketball guy. As a kid growing up, he loved the game. He knows my compassion for the game as a broadcaster, and as I said, it's nice that he didn't forget that.
I saw you go over and say hello to his dad before it even started. Why was that important to you?
Well, Vince, his dad, was a very well-documented high school basketball coach, won all the awards and everything. And Mike grew up listening to his dad about the game of basketball, and it was great to have an opportunity to see Coach Vince again. Coach Budenholzer will be a great leader among the players.
Just so we're clear, we let him slide for being a Spur in the Bucks and 6 thing?
We'll let him slide, right, okay.
Guys, if Al says it, right? It's
law.
It's law. There we go. Well said, Lena. This from Suns guard Devin Booker. Guys, they had such an unbelievable friendship, and I think it made us all smile. I had the privilege of Al McCoy narrating the first 8 years of my career. We will miss Al, and I'm grateful our legacies in Phoenix are forever connected. I think I speak for the entire Valley. We are all grateful that they are forever connected.